guys, Leonard Jacobs here from the Clyde Fitch Report, here for Fringe Talk Part 2. Actually, it's more like Part 2A, Part 2B, and I'm here with Alina K. Holy, the Producing Artistic Director of the New York International Fringe Festival. We're going to talk about two things today. The Part A is about the application and the process that goes with the application, and then B, we're going to talk about what happens after your application arrives, the adjudication process, and how you get judged within an inch of your life. Hi.
Hiya.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. We're in a different place in the room.
We're still in our office.
Still in the office.
But we're on our fabulous CB2 donated couch.
CB2, yay.
Yay, thank you.
So the application is online.
Yes.
And do you want to talk first a little bit about what it means to fill out the application? What kinds of information go into the application itself?
Yeah, absolutely. There are 4 different kinds of applications. Our international application is available and due earlier, and that's because we have to secure visas for those folks. So at the point of this taping, that application has passed. It's always January 15th. The second application deadline is always February 14th, Valentine's Day. So that's when stuff needs to get postmarked. And the types of applications, the other types of applications are Fringe al fresco. That's for folks who want to do free work outside. Fringe Junior, which is work that's appropriate for kids 12 and under and their families. And then the general application, which is what 90% of our applicants are. And we had a question about what we call adjudication category, and I just want to reiterate that we accept plays, musicals, dance, puppets, multimedia, clown, mask, puppet. Oh, I already said puppet.
Puppet clowns.
Yes,
puppet
exactly. Well, in every possible variety, vaudeville, sideshow, magic, burlesque. So we do accept that kind of work. Someone had asked if we do multimedia work or video work. We have multimedia as a category, but every show at FringeNYC has to have some live performance component. We also don't do, in addition to not doing film only, we also don't do bands because there are great music festivals and film festivals already in this city. So filling out the application online is really, in some ways, the easier part of it. You answer about 22 questions. They're pretty straightforward. It's to give us a sense of the piece, to get your contact information, obviously, and you'll decide what category you're applying in. And then the second and more crucial part of it is to send us your support materials. That's printed out version of the application form. And then whatever support materials you feel are appropriate. No, not everyone, particularly New York-based companies, is going to be able to provide video of this piece or their prior work, and that's fine. Dance groups probably should have video, if not of this piece of prior work. Scripts, full or not quite done yet, that's fine.
And you'll even accept like scenarios and things for a piece that's being developed but not necessarily manifested in a script as yet.
Exactly. It's good to know where you're going with the piece if it's not completed or if it hasn't been produced before. We've accepted things that have been storyboarded out if it's a particularly visual piece, or have here's how we're going to finish the play. I would say give us as much information as you can. There are a lot of applications, and we really want to get to know you.
On the application form online, when you're describing the piece, is it like character delimited or word delimited? Can you not go beyond 90 words, or and how important? I guess we're getting into adjudication, but in thinking about what to write about the piece, how much thought should somebody put into that amount of, or can they sort of write unlimited and see what happens? I mean, how does that work?
There is a description of the show that is limited to, I think, 30 words. It's just that. It's frankly so we can remember which one your application is during the process. But there's plenty of room to tell us more about you, the artist involved in the project, and the creators on the piece, in your cover letter or in support materials.
How important is writing a perfect sentence? In other words, I guess we're bleeding into adjudication here again.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
But I mean, when you say 30 words, you're going to describe the show. Some people can write a brilliant sentence, and some people can sort of blurb out, you know, 5, 6 blurby things, and you can still get a sense of it. Do you care about stuff like that? I mean, obviously, coherence is good.
Yeah.
But not everybody is sitting down and writing, you know, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
How does that sort of work in terms of, for the applicant to sort of, you know, can they log on, log off, think about it, go away, come back, adjust it? At what point is the application final, and then how is their, like, English composition skills, important?
I would say, the main thing that you want to get across, particularly in that 30-word limited part, is a sense of what the piece is. So if it's a comedy and you want to be funny, that's good. You don't have to write in complete sentences. And speaking of which,
counts as a word though. That's torture 30.
So the thing about the technicalities of applying online are you have to fill it out live and press submit. So log on to FringeNYC.org, review what 22 questions we're going to ask, then you can go away, think about it, compose, and come back and fill it out and press submit.
Once you submit, it's done. You can't go back and change it. Once you've really sent it,
right.
You've sent it.
If you goofed on something, just draw a big red arrow on the printed out copy that this is a change from when you submitted it. It's done. That portion of the application process is done once you hit submit, but the second most and very important part is then to print it out and to mail it with your support materials and your application fee. We don't want people to think I've pressed submit, I'm going to be adjudicated. Yeah.
What are some do's and don'ts in terms of the application itself? I mean, I know you don't want to tell people what to write, obviously, but people, I'm sure over 15 years, going into 15 years, there are some specific do's that are just helpful administratively to you or to the applicant, and maybe don'ts that are similarly good, easy things that's just common sense
right.
to avoid that maybe we haven't thought of.
Right. Just a real practical thing, we'll read our FAQs, our applicant FAQs online. There are some hints over the course of these last years. Tiny, tiny fonts, watermarks that make it impossible to read your play. Just those sort of be courteous to your adjudicators.
And don't forget your name.
Yes, exactly. You have to have a name and a working email address so that we can correspond with you.
Because I have to say, I've seen applications, your name is good,
yeah.
Email address is a good idea, Don't get so caught up in being one of those 30 words
right.
if you don't remember your name. Yeah. Anything else we should talk about with the application itself?
The application itself, I think we try to make it pretty straightforward. We're always improving and tweaking both the application and our adjudication process, which I'm sure we'll talk about next.
That will be part 2B. This was part 2A. Thanks, guys. Keep watching.